hop out the motherfucking Porsche on.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Happy K with a one. So this is really crazy. I want to talk about like if you want to hear me, this is a story about. It's really crazy back then. Like it's been like for a long time. Like when everybody was born 80s and then their mom was born to 60 or doesn't or 50s. I don't care. So when everybody was talking about like, oh, who killed her, who killed this, and then somebody murdered her, like somebody kidnapped her. But we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about like who's doing this to her, and I don't know. Well, somebody wants to talk about like it's someone murdered her, like something, do something to her, and then so we're gonna talk about this is really nightmare. This is pretty scary about this is a 40 days. 40 Day in a Nightmare. The Churchers, her name is Junko Furuta, murdered. So, Junko Furuta, she's a 17-year-old. She was a Japanese high school student, and then plus, she was such a beautiful. She do a lot of stuff. She's really friendly, and then she's a really popular girl who took her studies. And it's seriously, it's so sad about her life. But I can't believe this. Like this girl, like was so working hard. Like she was really, I mean, she was so work. I mean, she was so beautiful, whatever pretty she is. And then so she was so beautiful, and her hair is. It's pretty, It's pretty, and then and after she was working her jobs. She was working jobs. She was doing her schoolwork. She was doing the best, She was doing the best, like her life, and then her high school friends and girls and Japanese high school. They were going to talk about her graduation party. They're going to do that. I know during senior, she was a senior, because she was only 17, It was 1988. They were talking about it, and then she was going to graduate in 1989, It was on next year. They were talking about it. So yeah, she was doing her jobs, and then she was doing her stuff, like, and then after that, and then, after when she was in so one day she was in school with her friends, and then they were talking about graduation party, and then they were talking about it. They were doing dancing stuff, and then they were doing math, and then they were doing study, and then they were doing stuff more like in school, and then I heard those girls. Yeah, I know heard those girls that are talking about their graduation, like where they're gonna graduate it before they're turning 18, before that, and I know those girls are senior. So yeah, after when she went back to her home, November 23, 1988, when she was in school. So yeah, then 2 days later, or 24, I was talking about it. I'm sorry. So 24 when she was in school, and then she got out of school, and then she went back home. So after that, November 25th, 1988. So November 25th, 1988, when she doing her lunch stuff. She was making something, and then I don't know what she was making, her oven, and then she was eating something, and then after that, she was packing her stuff. She was packing her stuff, whatever she's gonna do. She's get her clothes on, and after that, and then she was gonna go out, lock the door, but her parents not there because I think they were on vacation or going to store somewhere, and then she's gonna leave the notes for her mom or what. It doesn't matter. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter, but I don't know how it is. So she went to get on her bike, and then she went to work at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock p.m. She was working her jobs and then whatever, both jobs, and then her boss was gonna tell her that. So I was like, "Oh, you're gonna get out or your day's gonna get off, like whatever what time it says, is gonna get off at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whatever." And then she was working hard for like 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours. Yeah, she was been working 6 hours till 8 o'clock, and then she gets off work. And after that, and so the boys, four boys, but his name is no, the four boys was in a high school with her. They were in the class with her. So his name is Ogurura. He's 17. Shinji the Miranto. He's 16. Yasushi Watanabe. He's 17. And then now this guy, the last one, his name is Maya Yoshiri, and then he was making fun of her, but this 8-year-old boy, Maya, he was like going out with her, and he was trying to like ask her, and then when they're in school, they were like going outside, and then they were hanging around on November 24, 1988. Or November 23, 1988, they were like, he was like hanging around her, asking her, and he trying to tell her, saying like, "Oh, I have a crush on you," and then Junko, she doesn't care about that, and she wants to focus on her school. She wants to like keep going, over, but Minato, like, my Minato didn't want to be with her. I mean, I don't know. So after that, she just like, he just like walked away from her. To, Maya, and then an 8-year-old boy, he just like walked away from her, and then Junko would just like looked at him, and then she didn't like him, how he acting like that. So yeah, and then my yayo told everyone, high school kids, and then he was saying like, he was like, you know what? Get the fuck out of me, man. It's like, you don't know who the fuck I am. I'm just a bit a part of Yakuza, because we're all the part of Yakuza. Me, my homeboy, and those three Asian boy, and then him, he was in the fourth, because he was joining a part of group Yakuza, and then after that, and then he was like, so he was gonna join them. He was gonna join them, and then they're gonna ready to destroy to everyone. So after that, but Junko Furuta, she doesn't do drugs, she don't drink, and she don't smoke. Her high school was such a grade, like she was really good grade. She's gonna keep going till she's gonna graduate it, but and then that's what it. Miyagi was such a bully kid. He is. He was really threatening everybody else, and then he was made part of Yakuza, and then telling everybody, his classmates, trying to saying like, so what? Because you got a crush on a Furuta, whatever. And then she turned him down, and then she said no one had ever dared to reject him, but he told him that one of his Yakuza's friends, a few days later, rejected Minato were hanging around the local park, and then Misato didn't bring and then a woman as an experiment to the gang rapists, and Minato and then Minato were experts in spotting Potentino targets. Around at 8:30, the boys noticed that Junko Furuta was riding her motorcycle. So no, we're just not talking about this. We're gonna talk about her work. But she got up for work 8:30, and after that, she left her work 8 o'clock after she got off work. And around 8:30, she was like riding her bicycle at the time. She was on her way home from her job. So those two boys was like looking at her, and those two Asian boys, they were looking at her, and then he was telling the other Asian boy, and then he was saying like, "Hey, let's go kick her. Let's go kick her bike. Let's go get her." And see that they were like going after her because I thought she was gonna go home. She was gonna get some rest by herself, But they were gonna stop her. Minato kick Furuta off her bike, created a diversion, whatever it's called, and then at which point Minato stepped in and pretending to be you know,
So once for a while, and then right on November 25th, 1988, Mayano and Minato were walking around town when they noticed that a Junko on their bike around 8:30. Minato ordered it to tell Minato to run over there to her, and he came over there when he was riding the motorcycle, so he pushed her off her bike and then flee the Saints, and then under pretenses, and it's kind of happened, So Miyano walked over there to help her, and then helped her up, and then they were talking, they were like conversation each other, and then he was asking her, and then he was like, hey, you want me to take you home? Do you want me to take you on this? And then she said, yeah, and then she said, yeah, I guess, but then he tried to take her home, but he was like, oh, do you want to go to my friend's house? But I wish he never, but I don't know why he listened to that guy. That guy's kind of creepy. I know he has a crush on her, and then I know they're both dating, and it's kind of weird, So Miyano walked over there to, walked her home safely. On their way there, he gained her trust, which is she allowed him to trick her going to warehouse, and where he threatened to kill her in this warehouse and try to like hating her or something like that, and so when he brings her there at the warehouse, and then they were about to do something to her. But now 3 boys he raped her, and then now he raped her again at the hotel in Nerby. From the hotel, Minato called Minato, and then other 2 perpetrators, and then bragged about what he had just done to Junko. Agora did ask Minato to keep her in captivity and to allow them and the others a sexual assault from her as well. At this group that had history of the gang rape, and then have profusely, and then kidnapped and assaulted another girl, but he ended up raising her afterwards, and then that girl never reported, as she knew about dirt at the time the Yakuza, and then was terrified of what could have happened to her and her family told. So around 3 a.m. in the morning, Miyano took Junko to the Nerby Park where the other 3 boys are waiting. They learned her home address, and then noted about books, and then told her that they were the part of Yakuza, and she tried to escape from them, but they were gonna kill all her family, I know the Miyano, he told her to say like, get on the phone and then tell your mom, and then you're with your friends. So she tried, but I don't know, because it's kind of confused how these people they are, you know. So the boys that overpowered her and then took her back to the Miranto's home, where he lives with his parents. On November 27th, Junko's parents are reported missing, and then to hinder the investigation, Miyano forced her to call her parents 3 times, and it convinces them that she had to run away and it was perfectly safe and then stay with friends. Originally, whenever Miyano's parents were found, they forces Junko to act like he was a Miyano's girlfriend, like, you know, tell him that, you know. However, they so did stop it at the acted when they realizes his parents wouldn't contact police. So Miyano's mothers later confessed that they didn't want to contact the police because their sons has previously and then had been violence and towards them, and then they were afraid to the connection to the part of Yakuza. So tortured and murdered, the group held Junko prisoner for 40 days, where they repeated beats, rape, and then torture her, and they invited to other men, so that the boys sent to the home and then partigate and then into her salt. One of the nights on November 28th, they invited to other boys, Tetsudo Nakamura and then Kayoshi Airia, to the home. We're in the upstairs where Junko was sitting, in a drink cup medicine, so she's drinking that, but it was pretending it was drugs and high. Junko was screaming in fears, and then she tried to run away. So, but was it a utility to stop hearing the common motion? Minamoto's mother, and everything's fine after she left. After his mother left, the boys began to the gang rape the Junko, as if she was in a state of accommodated assessment and just staring at the ceiling without the blinking. So on the over next to the 40 days, and Junko was a subject to being raped at a daily basis, and at one time she was even raped by different in the same day. 12 different in the same day. It was rape by around 100 different men, and around 4 different times. 400 different times? Are you kidding me? So yeah, that's kind of crazy, you know. So the original 4 boys and shaved her public hair, forced her to dance naked, and then masturbated while they listened to music. And then when she was beating so badly to the point she couldn't even walk, they tried to force her to sleep outside on the balcony during the cold winter with the very little clothing, and then also force her to sleep in the freezer. Objects were also inserted into her private thing, and then unknown Enos, whatever, in clothing, and then made a rotted bottle and then lit match. They also forced and fed her a large amount of water, milk, and alcohol. There came at a point where she was injured and is so sick that she couldn't even keep her water down. She wouldn't stand and then throw up, and then she was forced to inhale painted dinner and smoking multiple cigarettes at once. And it was repeating. They burned her on her legs and her arms with the lighter fluids. By the time end of December came, the Junko was extremely malnourished. I don't know what that is. You tell me. MALNOURISHED. I don't know what that is, but you tell me. Just comment my videos and just tell me what that is, and I don't know what that is, but she had extreme injuries and was horrible infection, and it could no longer even walked up and then down the stairs, used to use the bathroom, and become this stolen lead, and then confined to the bathroom, where she lost to full control of her bladder and bowels, and her face was beating, that her nasal cavity and it was full of blood, and her brain was even shrunken from the damage. This one point when she just managed to sneak a phone to call the police, but she was caught before she could say anything. At this punishment, she was beginning severely beating. She would even beg them to just to kill her, but they were just like refused and towards her to the end of her life. She was so beating, sick that she lost all her beauty and her body. Even she started giving out her rotting smell, which is eventually, and then being the boys that loosened interest to her, they caused him to go out and then gang raping another 19-year-old girl, but was released afterwards, you know. So on January 4, Miyata lost the game to Manjangs, and then decided to take his anger out of Junko by pouring lighter fluid on her body, lighting on her fire. Junko was allergic to try to put it on the fire. Yeah, and she won, you know, she won the Manjangs after that. They were putting her under fire and intimidated, and because responsibility they continue to beat her, lighted a candle and dripped hot wax onto her face, place it to small candles on her eyelids, and then force her to drink her urine. And then after she was kicked, she fell onto the stereo unit, and then began having a convulsions or whatever, considering, and then the fact that she was bleeding heavily, and then plus was squirreling whatever infected bonds that they covered their hands in plastic bags, and then continued to beat her, along with the dropping an iron exercise ball onto her stomach multiple times, and they keep on hitting her and attacking it. Lisa rallied 2 hours before she eventually passed away. So yeah, being afraid, being charged for murder, the boys have wrapped her the body, and so after that, she was beat the crap out of her. January 4th, 1989, she was dead, you know, and they beat the crap out of her before she's died, you know, and that's where the boys have wrapped her body into the blankets, and then shoved her the body into the travel bag. Then they placed her body in the 55 US gallon 218 liter drum, and then filled it with the semen around 8 o'clock, you know. So they loaded and then disposed it and on a similar truck in Kodo, Tokyo, during her capacity. Junko had to mention it, that she has regretted and not watching the episode, the Dragonfly. Yeah, Dragonfly. I was talking about. Shit, I forgot. So Miyano then found a videotape of the last episode, and then placed it the travel bag, and then he claimed that he didn't do this because he pitted the Junko. He pitted it Junko, but because he didn't want her to return it as it goes in and hunt him. So yeah, that's where she's dead, you know. So yeah, on January 23rd, 1989, Miyano and Igora were arrested for the gang rape of a 19-year-old girl who they had kidnapped in December. On March 29, 1989, 2 police officers came to question them as women's underwear had been found at their addresses. During the questions, Miyano didn't believe that one, police officer with word of the murder of Junko and then his involvement, and then he assumed that Ogara confessed it to the crime to the police. So Mayanado told the police that where they can't find her body, where they could find her body. The officer was puzzled by this confession. So you weren't even talking about Junko. You weren't even talking about Junko. Did you ever talk about like the murders of the different women's and her 7-year-old son, and it took that place in several days before Junko abductions, and in that case it remains unsolved. So the police have found that drum that contained Junko's bodies, and they were able to find her by her fingerprints on April 1st, 1989. Ogura was arrested for another sexual, and then was subsequently whatever arrested for Junko's mother, the rest of Minato and then Watabe, along with Minato's brother, would all follow several of the people who had participated in whatever in the abuses and rape were also identified, including Tetsuda Nakamura and then Kachi Ayura, who were all charged with the rape, and after their DNA was found on and inside of Junko. So yeah, all the 4 defenses pleaded guilty to committing by the injury that resulted in death rather than a murdered. Minato was sent over there to the 20 years in the prison, Minato to the 5 to 9 years, Watanabe for 5 years to 7 years, and Agora to 8 years in juvenile detention. So that's kind of fucked up, you know. These people are just fucking around like everybody does, and then everybody just like fucking around them, trying to do something to that girl. Are you serious? So in July 2004, Agora was arrested for assaulting Takatoshi Asuno, who was an acquaintances that he thought he was his girlfriend. That's the same like Junko Furuta, you know, may have been involved, and then he rocketed Aisato down and beat him and shoved it into his truck, and then relocated him and then beat him for hours. During that time, Ogura did it repeatedly, started to kill the man, telling them that he had to kill before and then know how to get away with it, and then he was sensitive over there to the 7 years in prison for assaulting Aiseno, and then has since been released to the Ogura mother, agility vandalizes at Junko's grave, stating that she had been the reason her son's life was ruined. So all the boys was ruined, you know. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, you know. It's kind of fucked up, you know. Everybody just like messing around with these women, everybody just like making that money and trying to do that crap. Like, man, what's wrong with these fucking people, man? You know, it's kind of stupid, you know. Holy fuck. But yeah, thanks for people like thanks for people who's right about Junko Furuta. Thanks for people who's right about her. Like, yeah, 4 boys are really fucked up. We didn't like that boy who's fucking up those females. Like, everything's happening. Like, holy shit. And I don't even know that these people, they are, you know. Like, oh my god, it's make me upset. I was so upset. Oh my god. Yeah, last January when I was posting about her on Facebook posts and then say like 44 days it's been 35 years, 36 years before Junko passed away, then The boy was like beat the shit out of her, and after that he's dead. You know, I'm kind of sorry for her. You know, she's gone. I hope she's over watching everybody, how everybody's doing. You know, but yeah. She's kind of pretty, look fine, you know. She's just so awesome, you know. She's doing her great. She should did it before, but she should did it to stay away from boys. But it's kind of fucked up, you know. But yeah, yeah, I'll post a lot of shit about those four boys. They fucked up their head, man. Yeah, well, I'll post it, you know. Well, please subscribe to me and then comment mine and just comment my videos. Tell me what happened about the girl, you know. Just tell me more, you know. That girls make me like making people upset about her, but yeah. I'll let the videos go and then just peace out, yeah. Well, bye. Subscribe to me.